No, that's quite all right. That's what this podcast is all about. I love being able to hear people's stories, and the objective really is kind of just help other people. Life's a journey, right? No good
100%.
story is just all up. There's ups, there's downs, there's things to
Oh
learn,
man.
and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you can be a part of somebody else's
100%.
survival guide.
No, 100%. I mean, the story continues from there. If we're just talking about my football career, I go to the Colts, I have my best year in 2016. I lead the team in touchdowns. And I'm like, here we go. The hard work is finally paying off. I go into the next year and I start the season on fire. I mean, I felt great. My training in the off season was phenomenal. I mean, I felt really good. My nutrition was great. I have a great dietitian that I work with in San Diego. She got me right from that standpoint, and I felt really good. And then I got hurt. Week 6, Monday Night Football against the Tennessee Titans that year
There's
in
an
2000.
ankle, right?
No, actually, that was actually when I was with Seattle. I had a high ankle sprain. That wasn't a serious
That's what that
injury, but
was.
but with the Colts, I dislocated my elbow.
Oh,
Pretty serious injury, right? It's pretty gnarly, right?
yeah.
And so I'd never done anything like that before, and so it cut my season short. And at that time, it's fine. I still have another year left on my deal. It's like, listen, I've been through injuries before throughout my career. And I know what it takes to be able to not only rehab and come back, but rehab and come back even better than I was before. And
Yes.
that's always the goal when you get hurt, right? When you have a setback, right? The old saying goes, right? Minor setback for a major comeback, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, as athletes, as competitive people, that's always the mindset. So I'm like, okay, boom, I'm gonna go back to San Diego. I'm gonna get my treatments. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna be back. We'll be back. We'll be ready to go. I come back in 2018, and the same exact thing happens. I don't know what it is about week 6. All right, week 6. Okay, I dislocated my shoulder this time. All right,
Mm.
on the opposite arm. And not only did that end my season, but it also ended my stint with the Colts. And it's a business. It's like, oh man, they're super messed up for letting you go. No, they're not. No, they're not. What would you do if you were the general manager trying to build a
Yeah.
championship team? You can't keep guys on the team who aren't available. That it's just the nature of the business. It's just the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and so they released me, before the end of the season, and then that was probably the lowest, well, not probably, definitely the lowest point of my career. I was at a really, really low point. I was in very unfamiliar territory, just from a personality standpoint, just from a me standpoint. I mean, I'm normally the guy people come to for inspiration, and I love being in my community, and these are things that I just no longer wanted to do anymore. I just felt like I felt irrelevant, um, in a way, and it call it an ego thing, call it a pride thing. Regardless of that, I was down and out. I'm not the type of person that gets down and out. Trust me. This is like sort of a first timer for me, but uh, I'm very grateful because I met some really good people during that time. God introduced me, put me in front of some really, really um, good people with similar stories that I was able to gravitate to, and they were able to pick me up from where I was at. And I hate to use the word depressed, but I feel like that's kind of the state that I was in. It's like, man, my career is over. It's over. I mean, that was like my mindset. My mindset is never that is it. Like it's never over. Down 10 points with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it ain't over, you know. But for me at that time, I was like, man, it's over. Like I've been playing football since I was 10 years old. But yeah, like I said, God put me in front of some really, really great people, and I was able to get out of that. I was able to find my way out of that mindset and start to work my way back up to the top. And I had one workout in 2019, and that was with the Raiders. Worked out for the Raiders. Nothing happened. Didn't get signed. then I really started to swallow my pride, right? I worked out at the pro day. The pro day is for college guys, but I figured, hey, scouts are going to be there. It's an opportunity for me to show that I'm healthy. I'm ready to go. Like, come sign me. So I did the pro day. Nothing really came out of that. Okay. Other than the workout with the Raiders. And then, spring training starts. For us, we call it OTAs. It starts, no interest still. I mean, it's tough. I'm a running back, which is already a devalued position in the league. And I'm 29 years old at the time as well. So it's like, we're not going to, are we going to really invest in a 29-year-old running back who's gotten hurt the last 2 years? Right. That sounds messed up, but
it's the reality.
Reality of the business, right? Well, again, it's like if I'm sitting in that seat making the decisions, what would I be thinking, right? But that didn't discourage me. That didn't, I didn't give up on that, and I didn't focus on that. I only focused on the things that I could control. Okay, so what are the things that are going to make Robert Turbin happy, and what are the things that I can do? Well, for one, nothing can disrupt my hard work that I put into the game.
Yes.
All right. So, and nothing can affect my ability to be persistent and persevere through this trial. Just got to believe. I'm a huge believer in that. You just got to believe. You got to believe, and it'll manifest itself the way that it may not be the exact way you want it to happen, but the end result will be what you want. As long as you just continue to believe in it and work for it, pray about it, so I did that. I just kept going, then training camp came around, still didn't get inside, didn't have another workout. So the season is going on, no interest during the season. Right. And I'm like, man, it's getting close. I'm talking with my trainers. I'm saying, look, we're training every day. Maybe we can start training 3 times a week. I can just, so I just don't get fat, I can just stay in shape, it's cool. This football thing is probably not going to work out anymore. 8 seasons and it's over. Even though it didn't feel like that because I hadn't played the last 2 seasons. And that's really why I was so still hungry, right? It's gosh, I still have more to give to the game. I still have more to prove, to myself. And I ended up working out for a CFL team. I just wanted to play ball, regardless of what it was going to be. The new AAF league had started. I had interest in joining that. Just an opportunity to do what I love to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with anybody doing what they love. If anything, that's what you should always do, in my opinion. You should do what you love, regardless of what it pays and all that kind of stuff. The very last week of the season, week 17, Seattle signs me. And it was just an incredible moment for me at that time because I literally worked for it. I prayed for it, and it took all the way up until the last game of the season, the last week, for me to get that opportunity. And so when you talk about perseverance, never giving up, believing, and that manifesting for you, I'm a living example of that. That's just one story there. And also what motivated me through that time is, listen, I do the camps. I do 2 camps, one in my hometown, Fremont, California, at my high school. And I do another one at my alma mater, Utah State. There's this kid, Trayston Stokes. All right. He's a freshman in high school now. And at that time, he was still in junior high. He might have been 12 or 13 years old. But he sends a text message to my assistant. He says, hey, if you talk to Rob, send this to him. And this is when I first got injured, maybe about a month after I got injured in 2018 with the Colts. And I was really down and out. I was really down. And so I read the text message, and it says, hey, Rob, this is from one of the kids that attended your camp, Trayston Stokes in Utah. It says, hey, Rob, just want to let you know that you're still my favorite player. Your
Aw.
family still supports you. And he says, don't forget to dream big like you tell us at the football camp. And I'm looking at the text message like, wow, like you can't be serious, you know? And I'm looking at it, and that really it really, I'm thankful for that kid forever, because it really sparked my inspiration again. It's like I can't let these guys down. I mean, he may not even be the only person looking up to me, or motivated by what I do. I mean, the kid wears number 6 because I wore number 6 in college. He sent me a picture of him in uniform, and
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, and so I was really inspired. So yeah, you talk about just staying the course, believing like in what your dream is. I'm the example for it. I wanted to be the example of somebody who had come from where he came from. Okay, essentially made it to the top, fell like all the way, and got back up to the top again. It can happen. Like, you can do it. So
100%. They do say that the best place to begin again and build your most solid foundation is rock bottom, and it has the best view.